Yo, I am Bas from the Netherlands, living in Ukraine for 10 years now, and I live in Mykolaiv, which is close to Kherson and kind of close to Odessa. So we're like 70 kilometers from the front line near Kherson, and that means that ballistics can hit us and you cannot stop them. And a part of the province is being hit by artillery. Uh, they do that so we cannot use our big shipyard because we're a shipping city and we cannot help with the grain stuff. So that's where I am, Mykolaiv, and we had a rough time. Um Last week, last week they hit a power substation with a rocket. We didn't hear it land, it was further away, but the power went off immediately. And then they immediately said, oh no, this might take a couple of days and we might have to send the kids on a early winter holiday, Christmas holiday. So this was very worrisome. And then we had about 38 hours of no power. And no power, okay, we have a like an echo flow thingy. We can charge some stuff and little lights. It's just very annoying that it's so dark because here from 4 it starts getting really dark, and if it's a cloudy day then it's not light at all. But the problem here is the mobile reception. Of course, via Wi-Fi is not working because your router has no power. Then normally you could switch over to 4G or 3G, Kyivstar or Vodafone. Depends what is handy for you. If you're here in Ukraine, it might help you to try to see which one is in your area is better, because they apparently use different antennas. So you have these antennas that broadcast the 4G. In the beginning of the war, we also had no power. They cut off the power to make it more difficult for the Russian aviation and everything to see us. And then we found out that like the 4G internet phone traffic, it's all gone. You cannot reach. I cannot reach my mother-in-law that lives just a couple of 100 meters away. So yeah, communication is completely impossible. So what did they do? They all put accumulators, battery packs on the antennas, so they would last like normally in the other parts of the countries. If they have a rough time, they normally have like a power cut of 2 hours, maybe 4 hours if they're really unlucky, but never so long. We had 38 hours. So after a couple of hours, then the reception is totally gone because there are no power in the antennas left. So there's no internet, which is for me very annoying because I like to watch YouTube. Um, and you cannot call anymore, so it's like yeah, that was pretty annoying. Like also, if something happens, you cannot call anybody, and yeah, it was very hard to follow the news. I don't have a old AM or FM radio, so why would you nowadays? So we used the walkie-talkie. That kind of worked, but yeah, it's still not that handy, and it makes you look very suspicious, to be honest, which is also not very handy in a frontline city. So, and if you have no power, Well, guess what happens to all the stuff that you stored for a cold day where you have no food, or the magazine, as they call them here, the shop, get blown up or something. Everything defrost. It was actually warmer in my fridge than on the outside. I could not imagine. I tried not to open it, but still it managed to accumulate so much heat in there. It was horrible. So, to be honest, the things are frozen. I'm gonna wait until I have a very brave day, and then I will check them. Ah, also, no showers. Well, I'm not Wim Hof, the Dutch ice guy. In the summer, I like cold showers, but I found out that when it's outside, it's cold. I don't like cold showers anymore. I got lazy and old, I guess. So yeah, cold showers are not my thing. So it's very hard to, especially with two kids. Cooking for thank God works. Cooking you can do with gas. I'm very happy we don't have electricity for the cooking stuff. So gas, you can just it always works. Need to have diversity in all your stuff. I got we bought this thing next to the electric water cooker. This thing was also a lifesaver because I have an electric coffee machine with a timer, which is amazing, except for when there's no power. So yeah, I learned some lessons. Yeah, I used to have a lot of batteries, but I noticed that lights on batteries are much more handy. You can just plug them in the Anker or EcoFlow or however you want to call it, and then within like an hour, you have light for a couple of hours. Especially with the motion sensors, they are super handy because they turn off and then you use less. So the kids also don't forget to turn it off, which the kids like to turn everything on. Another tip is if you have a balcony, open the windows because you can use it as a fridge. It's like -2 outside during the day. It's little snow, very cold wind, but stuff you cannot keep in your fridge, you dump on your balcony. Your balcony will be, if you open some windows like halfway, your balcony will be around 0, which is not nice to sit on. Or drying clothes is also very slow. But yeah, for your food, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's about it. We survived. If you would ask me what is worse, because we also had 3 days of no running water, or 4 days in the summer, I can tell you no running water is much worse, because if you cannot flush, oi, and you have kids, and well, yeah, some things you don't have to know about your wife, and she doesn't have to know about me. And it turns out that if you flush, it takes like 10 liters or something to get it really gone. 15. Well, guess who's dragging this stuff up the stairs? Me. So yeah, that was much worse. I prefer having no power, except for internet, than having no water, to be honest. Because Jesus Christ, the stinky toilet, it's horrible if you cannot flush all the solids. So that's me. I'll show you my cat. She doesn't want to be filmed. Oi, so shy all of a sudden. Slava Ukraini, Heroim Slava. death to all the Russians, and yeah, everything will be Ukraine. Yeah, it was longer than I wanted, but there you go. Keep supporting Ukraine, and yeah, I'll try to do more. And tomorrow I'm gonna record something with an American in a cafe. We like to drink coffee together, and I thought, well, might as well film it. Yeah, and maybe something comes on my YouTube channel more than once a year. So yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm gonna have a beer. I want a beer, and yeah, take care, and see you later, alligators.